What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Perry Experience. I'm Matt, and this is Erica, and we have a good show for you guys today. This is episode number 4, and you need to make sure you smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, do everything you need to do in order to support our channel. But I feel like we have something good today, a lot of stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, should I start or what's going on? I guess I should start.
Well, yeah.
So what we wanted to talk about first was the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck, I believe we're late to the party when it comes to the Cybertruck, but I did want to talk about it. So I just wanted to show you exactly what the Cybertruck looks like and basically get your opinion on it, and then we could just talk about um, why they decided to do this. So I brought up a picture over here um, on the Cybertruck, and what's your first impression on it?
Well, I've seen those memes where they compare it to like a video game that has like 1,000 or like really bad pixelated images. That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, that definitely looks like that. And I was a little, I don't know, thrown back when I seen the picture of it
Okay,
at
but
first.
also, what makes it a truck?
Well, the back of it, I was actually, let's go through the pictures here. So, the front of it, it obviously looks like a bigger vehicle, like it's basically a military vehicle. That's what it looks like. But then when you start getting to the pictures here, we scroll down and it starts scrolling through the picture. You see how it has the bed.
Oh,
So
well,
the bed that closes up, and it looks like a truck, but then it doesn't look like a truck at the same time. But it's huge. So
it
to
literally looks like a toy.
well, yeah, and then they even put like the more like modern ATV right there. But yeah, like look at that. It's marble. Like what do they have marble?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Well, I don't know if it actually is marble. It just looks like it. But it's just I
That's
don't
the
know.
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, a lot of people said it was dumb, but then as they started looking at it more, as you start looking at it for like maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it starts to grow on you. And
No.
well, it grew on a lot of people, and a lot of people pre-ordered it. Even though, I mean, the reason why they pre-ordered it was because it's only $100 to pre-order, and I think they did it on purpose because it's something out of the box. Now, and it's literally a box. They don't have any curves on this. It's all like
Yeah.
straight angles or straight edges. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just completely weird, extremely weird, and I kind of like it.
Why?
It just I don't know. It
Does it
looks
remind you of a toy you had as a child?
probably, but it looks so weird that it's something that it feels like something that nobody else will have. But I guess if everybody's pre-ordering it, everybody will have it. But I don't know. It just looks different, and that's what I'm kind of into. I mean, something different, something that a lot of people don't have. And it's not supposed to be anything expensive. It's not supposed to be like crazy amounts of money you would imagine it would be, but I believe it's supposed to be somewhere around 40,000 or so. And that's like a standard truck, basically. A standard truck would be like, I guess, 30,000 or something. But I mean, I don't know. It's something out of a video game, and that's
Yeah.
that's what kind of excites me. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Your opinion is that it looks horrible.
Well, yeah. Also, what about those tires? Like, what if you like popped a tire? Like, how would you replace a tire?
Well, I don't know what those tires are made
Because
out of.
obviously those aren't any other tires that are on any other car. So where would you get a tire like that? You'd have to order it online or through the website or whatever.
That's true.
And then
Is
how
it going to
long would
come with a
that take
tire?
to come in?
Yeah, is it going to come with a tire? And a lot of people also pointed out the fact that it doesn't have any side view mirrors.
Oh shit,
You
yeah.
didn't even notice that, did you?
No, well, I knew looking at it, something looked like it was missing, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, it looks
How is that
futuristic.
legal?
Well, I think they are putting it on there, but I think it's the way they developed it. They just didn't put side view mirrors on it. And then you seen the whole like the it's supposed to be bulletproof glass thing that
Yeah, and then
happened.
he threw what was it,
I think he threw rocks at
a
it.
rock or whatever, and it cracked it.
Yeah, twice. And it was just like, oh well, maybe you threw it a little
Idiot.
too hard. Like,
If it's supposed to be bulletproof, it shouldn't matter how hard it's thrown. A bullet,
exactly.
a bullet has a lot more speed than someone throwing something.
That
That's terrible.
yes, it is terrible. But I mean,
Didn't we talk about that already?
what the fact that The windshield broke?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I
Oh.
think we talked about it upstairs, but we never actually came down here and talked about it. Wasn't on our radar. But I seriously think it's an okay vehicle, and it's interesting. That's the thing is they're trying to basically disrupt the market with this and say, I don't want any traditional truck. And anybody that does have a traditional truck, maybe they might switch from having a regular truck to something like this.
Well, see, that's the other thing is I think somebody who has like a Ford F-150 or whatever,
Mhm.
or other type of normal truck, I feel like anybody who has a truck like that would never buy something like this.
Yeah, and I think you're right because if you look at anybody that does have an F-150 or a Chevy or whatever, they're loyal to their brands.
Well,
Like
yeah, that, and I feel like people who own a truck like that would look at this and be like, "That's not a truck."
yeah, well, they would. I don't know what they're trying to go for with this, but I think they're trying to make it look more manly, look more like a military vehicle and something that a guy would drive, a woman could drive it, I guess. But yeah, I'm just saying that if a guy owns a truck, he's going to want to go for the manliest thing that he could possibly get, but he's also going to want to stay loyal to his brand. So people that are Ford will be Ford, people that are Chevy will be Chevy. But I think with this whole like concept, he's trying to disrupt the market. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. I guess it's in 2 years or so. It's not even like gonna
They're not
happen.
even making them.
Not right now. I believe they're in like production, so they're going through like all the kinks. They're basically.
What if it's like the Samsung Note 7 and it explodes?
I mean, I hope not. Then a bunch of people will die. Well, no, actually, it might not because the glass is bulletproof,
Mm.
so nothing,
So
nothing.
everything on the inside would
Yeah,
explode.
it would implode.
There you go. That's the word.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just wanted to bring this up. It's a good car. I mean, it looks futuristic, but I don't know. Interesting.
Don't like it.
So, I also wanted to talk about the rendering of the car on the road because a lot of people said that this car, this Cybertruck, looks good by itself. The way it looks right here, it looks okay because it's in like
Because nothing's around
yeah,
it.
it's in a warehouse or
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, if we go into this article here, or not article, we go into this picture here, the image that I put up on the screen, that's how it's a rendering. It's not the actual vehicle on the road. Now, it just looks out of place.
Well, that and it's almost the length of two cars.
Yeah, you're right. It's huge. So the thing is like they're placing it with like these vans over here, different large vehicles so that it makes it look smaller. But if those two vans weren't there, it would look completely out of place.
Yeah.
Like the way that I see it, I'm just like I can't picture anybody driving on the road with that and everyone not looking at them. Like it's just I would look at the person in the car and maybe that's what they want, but it just takes up too much space. There's too much traffic already. Look, there right now you're taking up two cars right
That's what
now.
I'm saying.
So two cars can't fit there and you have one Cybertruck there. So now you're taking up way too much space.
So what is it? Is it like? Is it supposed to be like the same size as like a regular truck? Is it supposed to be more of like an SUV size?
I think it's supposed to be I think the bed is just as long as like a regular truck, but I think it does extend a little bit longer.
Hmm.
So um, it is big, and trucks are big regardless of what truck you have. Trucks are
Yeah.
getting larger and larger, and people are buying them no matter how big they get. So it makes sense, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. It just looks weird to me on the road. Um, it's not something that I could really see myself in, even though maybe it could draw attention, and I'm like, hey, yeah, I got a Cybertruck, whatever. But
People would
um,
look at it and be like, "What a dum dum." That's what I would say.
well, I mean, that's your opinion.
Okay.
But I mean, if we did have it, right, then would you ride in it? You're telling me that you wouldn't.
I would ride in it. I don't think I would drive it.
I mean, yeah, you don't know how
Or I
it's
would drive it in an wait, what's the word? Enclosed location.
yeah. You could do it in like a parking lot or something,
Like
or
inside.
or you can do it in one of those warehouses that
Yeah,
they
exactly.
store the Tesla trucks in
Yeah.
because apparently that's where they look the best. So yeah, I mean, they said that this looks completely different than like this right here, and driving by itself and being like this,
Right.
it doesn't look normal, but it looks better than it would if you had a line of Honda Civics behind it. Like it would look out of place.
Cars that have curves,
Yes, cars that have curves. Um,
rounded edges.
so yeah, I mean, I just wanted to, show you that the whole
Don't
Tesla
like it.
truck and be able to talk about it because I mean, it's supposed to be huge news and we're way behind the eight ball here. I don't know if that should be a saying, but I don't know if it is a saying. It is maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
I'll let you figure it out.
But yeah, Tesla truck, good stuff.
Not great.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
Let's talk about Netflix. Something that isn't stupid.
That isn't stupid. So you're saying the Cybertruck is stupid?
Yeah.
I don't think it's stupid.
Okay.
Whatever.
The show You
Yes.
is the second season premiered. What was it? The day after Christmas, and it had 10 episodes, and they're like 45 minutes each or whatever.
And we watched them all.
Yeah.
As soon as it came out.
Yeah. And there's like, you see any of the memes online of like, there was one where it was, I think it was a dog behind like a roll of toilet paper or something, and it was like Joe every time he tries to hide when he's stalking somebody, and there's just like one sliver of paper over the dog's face.
I didn't see that. I didn't even know they had a bunch of memes.
Oh
for
my
that.
gosh, it's really funny. Like, what does that one say? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought compared to the first season, I like people keep saying like the second season was like so much more like gorier or like intense, but I thought the first season was.
Oh yeah, the first season was definitely more. What do you mean? He killed more people.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, well, he killed more people. Oh well, I don't know. Is that a spoiler?
I guess we're spoiling. So if you haven't seen the show yet, make sure you don't spoil because we're trying not to spoil
Put
it.
it
But
on mute.
we don't do a great job with
Yeah, I
spoiler
feel
alerts.
like there was way more like each like the first episode what I felt was kind of like slow, like slowly building, and then all of a sudden at the end you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, and then I felt like that same pattern kept happening where it was like a slow build, and then at the very end of the episode something would happen.
Yeah.
But I felt like in the first season it was like suspenseful like the entire episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because he
definitely.
would be like talking to somebody with like a dead body in his trunk or something like that and being casual.
Yes, and he was constantly like stalking this person.
Yeah.
This time he's not really like stalking anybody, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I keep spoiling it. So I'm sorry. But this time he's not really like truly stalking anybody. Like for the other one, the
Well,
first season he was stalking her. Like
well,
I
yeah, but
mean,
the first episode he was stalking her in order to get a job there.
yeah, but it was like a couple seconds. Like it wasn't even like anything that was too like extensive.
No, you don't remember then.
No, I remember he was in the supermarket and everything like that, and he was watching her and talking to
No,
her.
before that, when he was on that movie set or whatever, and he walked by the market and saw her in there, and then like was and then figured out how to get a job there, and then like ran into her or whatever. Like that was all pre-planned.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it was like slow. So it was nothing that was like over a long period of time to where it's like even though he's not with her, like I forget what the other girl's name was.
Beck.
Beck. Yeah, he wasn't with her. Um, he was still stalking her every second, and it was
Well,
just like
yeah.
even when he had the chance to do what he did, then he still stalked her, and it was just like a constant stalking, a constant following, and it was very creepy, which made it interesting. So this one didn't really have that creepy aspect to it. I couldn't, but I'm not saying it's bad. I think it was really good.
Yeah.
All of like I love storylines, so and I tell you this all the time. Uh, but yeah, it just I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me like the first one did. It just
Yeah, I thought the first one was more exciting, had more like twists and turns and like things you didn't expect. Like this one was still like there were still some things where like I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming, or that was a surprise, or whatever. But I don't know. It was still a good season, but I just like the first one better.
Yeah, and he had more people in the cage.
Yeah.
How many people did he have in the cage in the first one? He must have had like three or four,
In the
maybe.
first one?
Yeah, he had
No, he didn't have that many.
no, he had the guy that he killed.
Who?
The guy that was like her friend. He was like I guess he was a celebrity or something. I don't
Talking
know.
about the first one?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, you don't
I don't
remember that.
know.
But he had a guy in there that he killed, and that was the original. That was the guy that was like Beck's friend or something like that. And then he had Beck in there, and he had some other people in there. I know he did.
I feel like he had more in the second one.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
We're disagreeing here. But I mean, I think the first one was better for me just because I'm always into the beginning of stories, and if they do a great job of the beginning, then I'm really into that, and I want them to improve on that. But the second one, yeah, it was good. So check it out. You on Netflix?
Probably gonna be a third one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably gonna be a
As
third one.
long as it doesn't get canceled.
Well, yeah, we had a couple shows on there that we watched, and
Mm-hmm.
they got canceled. What was one of those shows?
Friends from college.
Oh, yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't understand why that got canceled.
I don't either.
Like, who would just say, you know what, people aren't watching this because it was a good show. Um, but whatever. I mean, you do what you got to do. Um, I did want to talk quickly about Andrew Yang. Just
Again.
yeah, I mean, I have to mention him because the fact that I'm Yang Gang, so I kind of have to, and I have to make sure that people know that my voice is out there.
Okay.
But Yang, I guess, is having issues qualifying for the seventh debate, and the whole reason, and I don't want to get into a crazy conversation about this, but the whole reason is just that they didn't run a qualifying poll in like since the like last debate, so basically you're gonna be going like 3 weeks without a qualifying poll, and he like
Well, what does he have to do to qualify?
well, you have to get 5% in at least four polls. And he hasn't gotten 5% because there's no polls that are running.
So if that's something that you have to do in order to qualify,
I believe it's 5%.
how and if there aren't any polls, then how does anybody qualify?
Well, some people qualified from polls prior to the debate. So this is where they ran their polls, or if they qualify for, it's like if you have 7%, if you're above 7%, then you automatically 7%, Jesus, in two qualifying polls, then you can qualify for the debate. But if you don't have 7%, you need at least four qualifying polls of 5%
Hmm.
in order to qualify for the debate. So he's not at 7%, but if they would just run like early state polls,
Mm-hmm.
then we would be able to get him in there. But he's just having this whole issue. So apparently he sent a letter to the DNC that they said was a leak, but Andrew Yang said that it was from his campaign that he said you need to add more qualifying polls, and all of this stuff. And it was just a whole ordeal.
Did
So,
he get a response?
yeah, and it was a no. So, I don't know. So it's just a whole ordeal that a lot of people are saying, like, is he going to qualify for this debate? And you
Well,
don't.
when is it?
It's on January 14th, I want to say, January 10th, something like that. It's close.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have much time to be able to qualify for it, and he only has one actual poll that he hit the 5%. So it's just extremely difficult to deal with because I want to see him in the debates and I want them to answer like all of the questions that we have.
Mm-hmm.
No candidate is talking about automation like besides him, and anybody that is starting to talk about automation is because of him, and they're not answering any of the questions. Like there's no like questions at the debate where it's like, what are you going to do about automation? There was one debate and it was an amazing debate, but they haven't done it since, and that's a huge issue. So if nobody's going to answer it, then he needs to be there to answer it. And the fact that we have no people of color on stage, is absolutely insane, and it just shows that it makes it easy for you know rich white candidates to get on stage
Yeah.
rather than any people of color. So I just wanted to shine some light on that. Now, I'm not 100% accurate in all of the information that I give. It's just this is what I see and my takes on it. So um, don't stick to all of the facts that I say because I may be off by hopefully not 1%. But I'm not sure if it's 5 or 6. I believe it's 5, but um,
5 sounds
5 sounds right.
like an even number. It's not an even number.
It's not. But yeah, Andrew Yang is struggling to make this seventh debate, and I would like to see him, on stage. Obviously, you see me watching the debates,
Well,
and
how many people like already qualified?
I believe 5. So it's Biden, Klobuchar, which I don't understand how, but I guess she's getting a lot of support. Pete Buttigieg, yeah,
The 40-year-old toddler.
yeah, the top 1%. Yeah, you have Bernie Sanders, um, and I can't even Elizabeth Warren. So all 5 of them qualified, and now the only people that are close, I believe, are Tom Steyer. I think he's close, and then Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang just raised, I believe it was $16 million in the fourth quarter for someone who's a single digit, candidate, polling candidate. So
Mm.
this is absolutely amazing. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I just wanted to shine some light on it and let everybody know that I'm pushing for him. I'm hoping that he gets on stage. So what you got here?
Well, I don't know why you labeled this Weight Watchers because it's not really about that, but kind of.
I don't know. I just seen Weight Watchers, so I put the title there.
Okay, so President Trump, I don't know if you know this or not, he executed an airstrike yesterday
I didn't know that.
on Iran near the Baghdad airport and apparently killed one of the top Iranian military people.
Really?
Yeah.
For what? What was the reason? Was there any?
Didn't.
You don't know the
I'm
reason?
not so sure.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think he needs a reason. Well, he does need a reason, but he just
Oh
does.
yeah,
He does
right,
anything
he
he
care.
wants to. Yeah.
But okay, so this happened Thursday, which was yesterday when we're recording this, and the Iranian officials warned that there is a harsh retaliation waiting. So I guess people think that there's going to be like a World War III or something like that. But the reason why Weight Watchers was brought up with this was because Weight Watchers recently changed their, I guess, branding to WW. Do you see where this is going?
Yeah.
So, World War III is trending on Twitter today.
Yeah.
And Weight Watchers recently put a hashtag out, hashtag this is my WW.
What the fuck? They are tripping.
So, yeah, and they just launched this like hashtag on Thursday, the same day that this airstrike went out. So World War III was trending. This is my WW was trending, and I guess it was just a poorly timed campaign.
That is horrible timing. I am sorry
Like
for
if
them.
you
did they do anything to like take anything down or like?
I'm not
are they
sure.
just
This article
keeping it up?
didn't say anything like that. Scroll down a little bit, and you can see like the Twitter. Yeah, like right there it says World War III, and then right underneath it says hashtag this is my WW, and then underneath that is like WW, like the three,
World War III.
the
Yeah.
Roman numeral 3.
Wow.
So it's like poorly timed.
That is horrible.
But yeah, so I thought that was interesting because when I was looking up like trending topics or recent news or whatever, like every single outlet had some type of story relating to this on it, and I was like, okay, well, and even there's a guy that I'm friends with on Facebook who is in the Air Force, and he keeps posting these like memes about World War III, and I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But apparently, I guess Iran is not happy with this right now for
Well, I don't think
executing an airstrike.
I don't think anybody would be happy about that. Now, I don't know the reason why we did it, but I didn't hear anything of it, and I usually watch like different like comedy news sources that would tell me.
Well,
like,
that's the thing
if
is
it was good or
I
bad.
didn't hear about it either until I read this article with the whole Weight Watchers thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it wasn't. I mean,
Maybe we're disconnected from.
I was
like,
gonna say
news
I don't
sources.
turn on the news every night, so maybe it was on the news last night or this morning. Maybe we should do that from now on.
Yeah, probably. Figure out what's
um,
going on.
but yeah, I just thought that was interesting that. Well, first of all, I think it's dumb that Weight Watchers changed their name to WW to begin
Yeah,
with.
I thought that was dumb once they
Like
said it.
you,
This is
you
WW.
like you can't like www dot like it sounds like it's a you're about to say like a website.
Wait, is it actually, if you go to the website, is it Weight Watchers or is it
I'm pretty I think it is
www.www.com?
just www.com. I don't know. But then you it just keeps W.
www.www.www.
And but like also like WWE, like there's so many things that have like the WW in it. So
Yeah.
I didn't really
It's like,
I guess
it's like
maybe
WW. Go ahead, finish.
yeah, like no, that's it. But I guess maybe because Weight Watchers is like you shouldn't. I don't know. I guess in today's world, it's not about your weight.
Oh
It's
my
about
God.
right. It's about
Be politically correct.
exactly.
Freaking
So I think that's
ridiculous.
why they changed it.
This world is just, I don't, it's gonna collapse.
Pretty dumb. It's
Like,
pretty dumb.
it's gonna collapse, and I hate to get out on a tangent because this is like, I would like to keep talking about this and we can keep, talking about it. But I think this world is gonna go completely south because of the fact that, they're looking at all these things and saying, hey, you need to be politically correct in this area. We're gonna lose comedy. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
people are afraid to say anything on stage, like Daniel Tosh with the whole, I believe he said like rape or something like that. These are jokes, guys.
Yeah.
They're jokes, and they're comedians. But whatever. WW. I think it's a stupid name,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I don't know who's in their marketing
Not sure.
department. It was like, yeah, we should just change it to WW.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody thought it was a good idea, but it's just poor timing with I mean I'm not that they knew there was going to be an airstrike, but
Well, whoever set up this hashtag, because that had to be in the marketing department as
yeah.
well, probably got fired.
You think?
I would imagine.
Well, it's not their fault.
It is their fault. They should know what's happening.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm assuming by the time that they launched this campaign, it was already too late.
I mean, possibly, but there has to be like some sort of protocol for this, because maybe they launched the campaign beforehand. If they did, and then they just put up the hashtag,
Yeah, I don't
then
know.
that I understand that. But if um, this happened, if the bombing happened or the airstrike happened, and then they put out the campaign slogan, they need to get in touch, even though we're not in touch.
No.
Well, on some lighter news,
Oh.
you get what I did there?
Oh, Weight
Wait, I
Watchers.
got it. Yeah, wasn't that funny?
No.
I didn't even laugh. I did, just a
Oh
little bit.
my god.
Inside. So reparations. I wanted to talk about that.
Okay.
No, I seen a video of Trevor Noah talking to his audience, and then some guy in his audience brought up reparations for everyone. So people that who don't have privilege in this country, so reparations for everyone. And he had an amazing response, which if I got that question like, hey, what about reparations for everyone? I would say, yeah, I understand that for people who aren't privileged, like they don't have the means, to, go forward in life and all this other stuff. I understand. They were basically given the short stick. I totally understand. But Trevor Noah talked about the fact that, you know, slavery was a horrible situation and how far it set people back. It's not just about the impact of slavery, it's the impact of time. Because if you think about where we came from, like imagine, what was it? I don't know, 15 years ago or so. Did we
What?
have good phones 15 years ago? I can't
Not
remember.
really.
Not really, right? And look how far technology has come in 15 years.
Mhm.
Now, this is hundreds of years, right? So many years of slavery, I believe.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
thought you meant like hundreds of years since it happened. I'm like,
no, hundreds of years of this happening, right?
yeah.
So with the factor of time, this puts people back so far, and it puts like a certain culture back, so they won't be able to improve. The fact that they're not given like land, they're not given any type of houses, they're not giving any type of money, like anything to trade. It's just putting them back and putting whoever is owning them forward. So even though ancestors, like I don't know if my ancestors were slave, I haven't checked anything, but um, those ancestors are probably like they didn't have the means to be able to get to the spot where their counterpart is. So,
Yeah.
and it just made it completely difficult. The way he explained it was amazing, and I was just like, that totally makes sense to think about reparations in that way, and that's why a lot of people are fighting for it. So, I know that what's her name, Marianne Williamson. Do you know
Who's
her?
that?
She was running for president as well, and she was an author. And her main thing that she was fighting on was reparations, and it was interesting to hear, um, just because somebody was talking about it, and then the moderators were asking questions on it. But I just thought this was really interesting to hear someone talk about reparations and to be able to talk about it in that way. And it made me want to research a little bit more. And obviously, when I get a little bit more time, I will research even more than that. But it's interesting to see exactly the progression of technology, the progression of a person through time. Like you can see how much they grow, but if they're forced to stand still, then they're not going to be able to grow as a people, and that's just insane to look at. You can understand where our country would be if everybody, had the same, um, not same wealth, but had the ability to gain wealth and had the ability to grow and work and
Equal
make money.
opportunity.
Yeah, that would be amazing if you've seen everybody from the start, like start out with that amount or that ability, and then move on from there. Like we would have flying cars by now,
Mm,
hoverboards.
sure, do have hoverboards.
Yeah, those aren't real
I
hoverboards.
know.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So I didn't want to have to, bring anything up here. I just wanted to have like a simple conversation, about that. And it wasn't a conversation. It was just me talking about it. So I'm sorry.
It's great.
Yeah.
Should we talk about this video? Did you watch the video? You didn't watch the video.
I didn't watch the video.
I found this on Twitter.
I didn't know what to watch because there was a bunch of things here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when I sent that. So, I think it was this one. This is Insider. No, wait. Yeah, that one.
That one?
It says, while some tech flopped immediately, some were loved before they were lost. AIM, Vine, headphone jacks will forever live in our hearts, though they died this decade. So it's just talking about technology that no longer exists since like 2010, I guess, the last decade. The things that they had listed here, some I never heard of before. There were two things I never heard of before. But the first thing they mentioned was the headphone jack on iPhones.
Well, not even on iPhone, on every phone now.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So
Our phones don't have head jacks?
Mine
Headphone
doesn't.
jack?
I think yours.
Does mine?
I'm not sure.
Isn't that a headphone? That's a I don't
No,
know.
mine doesn't have one.
Okay.
But you can hook it up to the power
Wait, mine
cord.
definitely has a headphone jack because I've used headphones that have wires in it.
Okay,
so it
well,
definitely does.
then the model after yours will not have a headphone jack.
How do you know that?
I'm pretty sure they're taking them away because it just doesn't make sense.
All right. So yeah. So they're talking about how a lot of phones don't have headphone jacks anymore, and especially the iPhones, you have to use a thing called a dongle.
Yes.
To if you do have headphones that have a wire attached to them, but
they don't have the capability of doing the Type C. Oh wait, they don't have a Type C. They have,
right, exactly.
They have their own iPhone.
Yeah.
They're stupid iPhone chargers.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened with like the AirPods and all that, because people are like, oh well, if I don't have a headphone jack, might as well just buy these AirPods.
See, that's what they do. They're forcing people into
that's what they
buying this product.
That's exactly what this one person was saying on here was they did it simply for the fact that you would have to purchase something else to make up for the fact that you didn't have a headphone jack.
I think Apple is trying too hard. They really are trying too hard. If
do you really want to get into this again?
Yeah, let's get into this.
No.
So we can scoot back to this. I don't know if that's a saying, but we can scoot back to it. But Apple is trying too hard because I was just talking about this when I was recording a video.
Well, it's the same thing we talked about with the monitor that they just came out with.
Yeah, well, it's not only that. I mean, they do it with literally everything.
Yeah, I know, that's the point.
So it's completely pointless for them to do that. They just try too hard to get everybody that has an Apple product on more Apple products.
I'm over it.
Okay, well, we can be over that conversation.
Well, I'm just saying there's a lot of things on this list.
Okay, good.
So the next thing was AIM.
That's
the instant messenger for
okay.
AOL.
Yes.
You know
That
what I'm
was
saying?
in 2010 or yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore
Well,
because
yeah.
they went off. AOL went offline.
I thought that was like 2000s that went.
What?
I thought that was like 2000s that went offline because I haven't
No, no,
used it
no.
in
There was still a thing up until like I forget when it was. Like it was just recently that they stopped.
Is that why they make a joke at AOL.com? Like, is that
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore.
everything's
But yeah, so the other thing I had written down here, which they mentioned, was, did you ever talk to the robot Smarter Child on AIM?
no,
What?
no. I didn't have time for that.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what it is?
No.
So it was this robot that it was called. The name was Smarter Child,
Hmm.
and you would, I mean, ask it like random questions, and it would like message you back.
Oh,
Yeah, it
well,
was like a person talking, but it wasn't.
we have Alexa for that.
No, but it was cool because you could type to them, and you could literally say anything, and it would have a response.
Oh, so you can talk to a computer because if you're ever lonely, you can go ahead and talk to the robot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. I totally forgot that existed.
You were gonna say that you used to do it. You would just spend your your daytime just like.
I mean, if I was, bored and I'm like, oh, let's just go talk to this robot real quick. But I totally forgot that that was a thing until they mentioned it in this video.
Oh.
But anyways, the next thing they listed was the app Vine. Did you
Yeah.
ever
Yeah,
you ever use
I
that?
used it. I wasn't really good at it. It was only 6 seconds. It's very
Well, yeah,
tough.
exactly. That's what they were saying on here is it was a 6 second video. So if you weren't really that like a lot of people did it for
People
like
were good.
yeah, like they had funny ones and stuff like that. But there was a lot of people who came from Vine and went to YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, what's that? Jesse Smiles. I don't know if you know who that is.
No. I believe Amanda Cerny came from.
Didn't King Batch come from Vine?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
So
They had good stuff though, and
yeah,
I was surprised to see that stuff in 6 seconds. It was always inspiring to see that stuff. The backflip that he did. Remember the backflip one?
No.
That backflip though.
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Well, yeah. So
Good stuff.
yeah, I mean, it kept people interested because there were only 6 seconds,
Yeah.
and I kept, I guess, the watch time up because you're like, oh, well, that was only 6 seconds. Let me watch another one. Let me watch another one. Let me watch another one.
All right.
Help me, Purse! I'll save you. Woohoo! He's already gone. Yeah, but that backflip though.
Like,
it's 5 seconds,
because
but it's gold.
I know,
Like,
because like there was what, like a guy that stole her purse or whatever, and it looked like he was gonna go after him, and then he just did a backflip off the wall. He's already gone.
I'll save you. Woohoo! He's already gone. Yeah, but that backflip though.
The fuck? He's already gone. Yeah, but that backflip though. Yeah, he's funny.
that was so good, and I was so surprised that they would come up with something that quick.
Yeah, right.
That's literally like a short.
Yeah.
A short video. But yeah.
So I enjoyed those. The next thing they had on here was something I never heard of. Something called Movie Pass. You ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I didn't understand it.
I kind of didn't understand it when they were talking about it either. But apparently it's some sort of subscription that you would pay for monthly where you could watch movies that were in theaters, but like at home.
Oh wait, they lost a lot of money, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
And that's what she said. She's like, I gotta watch these movies now because there's no way this company's making money off of
Yeah,
this.
they lost
I
a
don't know
ton of
how
money.
long it lasted for. I don't know when it like first started to exist because I literally never heard of it before.
Mhm.
But I'm upset about it because it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like the one person said that they watched the Black Panther on it like 4 times, and then the next week there was like this policy that said you could only watch one movie like once a week or something like that.
Yeah.
But it seemed like a good deal to like movies that were in theaters you could just watch at home
Yeah.
just to pay like a monthly subscription. Like that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I forgot what all the information was, but I remember hearing about this and it was interesting. And I believe Chris actually used to watch it. So
Yeah, I never even knew it existed, and I'm
Yeah.
really mad about it.
yeah.
So that doesn't exist anymore. Also, Blockbuster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, in 2010? Oh,
No, we're just
2010
talking
area.
about yes, we're talking about from 2010 to 2020 things that
Well, I'm saying
stopped
like
existing.
I thought that they stopped existing way before that.
No,
I just don't have any sense of time, I guess.
no, you don't.
Yeah, but that backflip though.
Okay. But so we have to think about it because in 2010 you were still in high school.
Yeah,
10 years ago.
I was barely in high school though.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, I used to go to.
Graduated in 2011.
I know. Me and my stepsister used to get a movie, actually like several movies from Blockbuster, like literally every weekend, and then we would watch them in the living room, and then get yelled at for screaming because we would always get like scary movies, and then our parents would be like, "Quiet down." Like that. Did I ever tell you about that time that my brother came in the room and pretended to act like a monster and we screamed?
I don't understand why. Are you?
What?
Gee, you're not that afraid of scary movies. I don't ever see
It
you
was just
jump.
the environment. You know how when you watch something scary and then like you're all of a sudden scared to go up the steps? It's kind of like
How did that happen?
exactly.
I turn off the lights and I always feel like someone's gonna grab my leg.
All right. Anyway, so Blockbuster doesn't exist. MP3 players
Oh.
don't exist anymore.
Well, they're there. They're not made anymore.
Right. But so I had one when I was, I want to say, a freshman in high school. It was a SanDisk. Have you ever seen those?
I don't know.
I wish I still had it.
I had a ton of MP3 players.
It was like it was like the size of like a computer sticky thing.
I thought you were gonna say an iPod Nano.
No, it was long and like thin.
Okay.
But a lot of the songs I got on there, I recorded off the computer. Like they were recordings of songs.
What?
It wasn't the actual song.
You didn't go to like LimeWire or whatever?
No, my brother wouldn't let me because he's like, oh, it's going to give the computer a virus.
Oh, well, you just got.
It does.
Well, I mean, it does, but you can like.
Yeah, so I would go like on YouTube or whatever, and I would record the song on there, and then I would, and then the funny thing is I would also be on AIM. So there's this one song I specifically remember that I was recording, but I was also on AIM, and someone sent me a message. So like that, the notification of someone sending me a message is like was in that song then.
So you're really missing all of these things because you were on AIM.
Yeah.
You're over here with your MP3 player.
It was a good time. What else? Oh, Blackberries.
Wait, hold up. So you didn't have Vine at all?
I had one like to watch. I think I made maybe like 2 or 3.
Were they like anything good?
No. They weren't like funny ones. They were just like, hey, I'm painting my toenails.
Oh.
Look at this.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been good.
Yeah. So I just would watch them every now and then. Blackberries, which I'm not. I think they still exist somewhere in the world, but like I don't think they're making
like
new
original
ones.
Blackberries.
Well,
I think they do have like BlackBerry devices.
I don't know. They put it on this list that they don't.
I don't know.
Or this list, I guess, was technically technology that flopped. So.
So it's not ones that are like canceled or.
Yeah,
done.
I guess it's just people don't use them as much anymore.
Yeah.
So I used to have a BlackBerry Curve.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Loved that thing. Did you ever play Brick Breaker on a BlackBerry?
I played Brick Breaker on a lot of phones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not just on BlackBerry.
And they also had the BBMs, the BlackBerry Messenger. It was kind of like text messaging, but only for people with Blackberries.
That's stupid. So it's like the Apple.
Like I was gonna say, like what's
Apple
it called?
Messenger or something.
No, I don't know what it's called.
What's that doing?
Only people with iPhones can do it.
iPhone Messenger. That's what we're gonna go with. Next.
The next thing was dash buttons.
Dash buttons?
Yeah.
Oh, the ones on Amazon?
Yeah, the Amazon dash buttons.
What is that, like 2 years that lasted? Did nobody buy them? Is that why?
Well, because they made a point where you can just, I mean, I'm not going to say the word now because there's one sitting next to us, but you can say the woman's name, Alexa.
Oh. Cancel.
You can say that name and just be like, order blah, 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 and she orders it. Like, you don't need a button for things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes it easier, especially since these are like
they're kind of obsolete now. Yeah. Like, I guess they were a good idea when they first came out, but it didn't really last that long.
And they just take up space. I guess you walk around the house and
yeah, exactly. You need a button for every single product. Like, that's insane. You just have a room full of buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. And you could just say, hey, order my list of stuff. And you order all your stuff.
Exactly. The last thing they had was this thing called MagSafe. You heard that?
Is it for a gun?
No, like magnet.
Oh. Like
Not mag.
like okay.
I guess it was a cord, like a magnetic cord that you would plug into your laptop. But so if like the cord got pulled, it wouldn't like pull the laptop down with it or something. I don't know. They were trying to explain it, and I didn't really understand it.
No, it sounds stupid.
Well, yeah. So that was something else that they mentioned, but I didn't know what it was.
Oh, that's interesting.
So these are all things that no longer exist in the new decade.
Well, I'm upset that Vine went away because I keep going back to it. I liked it even though it was
Yeah.
only 6 seconds, but it wasn't something that you had to go through a 15-minute video or a 50-minute video to watch like a podcast or people say things or whatever. You can watch something funny or something whatever you want to watch in 6 seconds.
Yeah, it was cool,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure why, like what happened that they were like, oh, we're
Yeah, I don't know. We
shutting this
should
down,
we
but
should check on that. 'Cause
sure.
it was interesting, but a lot of them obviously saved their careers, right? Moving over to YouTube and then
Yeah.
also going into movies as well.
Well, yeah, because King Batch is on Wild and Out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe he's on Wild. Is he still on Wild?
Well, he was at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So I would.
But he was
call
also
that a
in some
step up.
movies as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. Um, so I did want to talk about things on Netflix. So
Okay.
just a quick update on Friends. So Friends is leaving Netflix soon.
Already left.
It did leave?
Yeah, the
I
first.
could have swore I just seen it.
Oh.
Maybe we didn't update because I seen it yesterday.
It was supposed to be gone January 1st. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, well maybe we have a loophole here because we.
As if you watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, no, we always watched it. We watch it at night. But Friends left, and we're all sad. Everyone's sad.
It doesn't really affect me because it's still on cable.
Well, some people just don't watch cable and don't
Okay.
Don't watch it when it's actually on.
I
That's the
understand
issue.
that. If you don't have cable or you never bought like all the seasons or whatever, and I know there's a girl who I'm friends with on Facebook who was like crying about it because I guess she doesn't have cable and that was the only way that she watched it. But it doesn't really bother me because I never watched it on Netflix. I just watched it on TV.
Yeah, well, the people that don't just sit here and watch it on TV and don't have a DVR to record it if you
It's
wanted
also
to.
on in the afternoon too.
It is?
Mhm.
Well, guess who's not home in the afternoon? People that work
During the day.
during the day. I wanted to pause very long, so yeah. People think you didn't work, but you do work. Anyways, so yeah, Friends has left the building,
Mhm.
and
What else left?
well, nothing left yet.
Oh.
It didn't leave yet. But they say that you can watch it on Amazon Prime Video, Apple's iTunes, and Google Play, where they have the episodes to buy. But that's stupid. I don't think you should ever really have to purchase.
Well, or you could just go buy like all of the seasons on DVD.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure they're expensive as well.
Well, yeah,
So I
but
mean,
that's what I did with Sex and the City. I have all the seasons and both of them.
first of all, you didn't buy it.
Who bought it?
Your dad bought it.
My dad bought it.
Yeah, well, I gave him the idea, but I
Oh.
mean, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not
so-
going to fully take credit.
We should find those videos.
We
I don't know
shouldn't
where they are.
because I would not be in the same room that you're
Mm.
watching those. But another thing is The Office. The Office is going to be leaving in 2021, and I'm really upset about this.
You never even watch it.
I do watch it.
No, you don't.
Are you ever here at night? No. When?
You watch The Office on Netflix.
Yeah, I watch The Office. I love The Office. It's so funny.
It's really not.
Dunder Mifflin. Come on. I wanted that sweater, the Christmas sweater, Dunder Mifflin sweater. Come on, man. I don't watch The Office. Get out of here.
I'm not saying you don't watch it. I'm
Get
saying
out.
you don't watch it on Netflix.
Get out.
You turn it on when it's on cable.
Get out. No, I do. I try and turn it on when it's on cable, but most of the time when I'm sitting here and we're watching TV together, you don't want to watch The Office because you don't like it.
It's not appealing to me at all.
It's so funny.
Some of those characters to me are just annoying.
Like who?
Dude with the
Jim is the best. The way he just like looks in the camera.
well, he is fine. Steve Carell is fine, but the dude,
Stanley.
I don't know their names. The like fat dude with he's like bald on the top.
Oh, I can't think of his name for some reason.
Like
I know who you're talking about.
Like he doesn't
He's
seem
so
very.
funny.
He's not funny.
He's so funny. I believe it's Kevin. I think it is.
Yeah.
Funny.
No, and
So
then
funny.
the other one, I don't know how to describe them. They're just not appealing to me.
They're funny, and that show is funny. If you agree with me, then don't do anything.
What?
Great. Just that they agree with me, so they
Could
don't.
be like, oh, if you agree with me, click that like button.
No, because if they don't click the like button,
Whether
then
you
it's gonna
agree or
make it
disagree, click the like button. But what
bucking
button?
button. Um, no, but I just wanted to spread some awareness that Friends has left the building
Mhm.
and The Office is going to be leaving. So if you love The Office, start watching it as much as you can. But I love The Office.
Okay.
So interesting.
What else?
Well, I mean, we could talk about Disney Plus since it's been a month after the whole Disney Plus thing started.
Mhm.
How are you liking it? Do you like it?
Well, I mean, there isn't a lot of stuff that I personally watch on there. Like we watched that movie Noelle
Mhm.
with Anna Kendrick, which was good,
It was a good movie.
but it doesn't have a lot of like original content like Netflix does.
I mean, hold up. So
I mean, besides the movie,
I
like
was gonna say
besides like the
everything's
kids
original
movie.
on
No, I know,
there.
I know. I'm saying like, I mean, new stuff.
Yeah, I know
It's
what you mean.
all
Like something that they made specifically for the streaming
right,
services.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like the fact that they don't have something that I would go on there and say, hey, you know what? Let's watch this. Not something that, oh, I haven't watched this in a while.
Right. I mean, like it's perfect for like. I feel like if we didn't have a kid, I'm sure we wouldn't have it.
Well, right now, no, but no, we would have it because I love Marvel stuff. So
I guess.
I've watched like 4 Marvel movies. So
But yeah, so I feel for me personally, I don't think I would have it if it wasn't for having a kid because it's great for kids because if you would buy all those movies individually, it'd be probably thousands of
yeah,
dollars.
not
Those are
thousands,
expensive movies. Like Lion King itself, the just one Lion King is like $25.
but that
That's
wouldn't.
not an exaggeration.
I know, but it wouldn't add up to thousands of dollars. It
Do you
probably.
know how many movies are on
Yeah. Well, how many classic movies
there?
are on
Yeah,
there?
and if they're all $25 each,
I don't think it'll still add up to thousands.
I think it would.
You underestimate
All
how
those
much.
Marvel movies, those are definitely at least $20.
You're saying kids movies, not you're saying.
No, I'm saying all the movies on their.
I thought you were talking about for Harper specifically because you said you
Well,
started with the
okay.
fact that Harper was. If we didn't have Harper, we wouldn't watch or we wouldn't have it. So she doesn't watch any of the Marvel movies. She
Okay,
only
okay.
watches.
Right.
Yeah, point taken.
Okay, but my point is that it would be expensive to buy all of those movies individually.
It
So
would
it
be
does
expensive.
make sense if you have a kid to just purchase that because it's what $8.
I think it's $7, $6.95.
Yeah.
Disney Plus, I think, is really good. I've watched 4 Marvel movies on there, and I've watched Endgame was 2 of those because, I mean, why not? And I'm going to continue to watch them as Marvel movies come out, as Marvel movies get put on there, and as all of these different shows come out. So I feel like it's a good service, but like you said, I really don't think that the normal person would get it for like any original content right now because they don't really have anything besides things that you've seen in the past and things you want to bring back from your childhood.
Where did I find this? I forget.
I don't know. You sent it to me in a text message, so I don't know.
Apparently Domino's was exploiting New Year's Eve partygoers by charging, I believe it was $42.75 for a pizza.
That's insane.
How do you feel about that?
That's insane. I would not pay $42 for a pizza. I wouldn't even pay, $30 for a pizza. Why would they push the price up that much?
Because they know people are there, and I'm sure somebody purchased a $42 pizza.
Well, that's
so they're probably like, oh, well, better to that. If people don't want to buy it, then that's fine. But if they do, it's $42.
Well, they're clearly taking advantage of supply and demand here. It's like,
well, yeah,
like literally they demand food and you're giving it to them, but you're basically saying, you know what? these are the prices that are on the menu, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say no to these prices and give you a increased price. And that's just insane to me. If you're a franchise, then you follow by the franchise's price. Like,
Hmm.
unless they have some sort of deal that happens in different stores that they say, hey, we're doing these deals. But why would you increase the price like that? Like,
Because they can. It said that
are they getting any? Is this backlash that they're getting, or
I think it was just saying that it happened, but it says a woman said the business had sold more than 50 pizzas by 6 p.m. and would continue offering them until the midnight ball drop.
so
So
maybe it was something to where they had a limited amount of like product, but I would imagine they really
no, they
stocked up because they know that New Year's is coming. It's not like it was a surprise party or anything. They knew that it was coming, so they stocked up on a ton of pizza, a ton of dough, a ton of things that they need for it. Um, and they probably were just like, you know what? Um, did they sell them all at $42 before, like the ones before 6 p.m.? So
every like all day. I'm pretty sure they were sold at that location, the 40th Street and 7th Avenue, for $42.
why would anybody pay that much? Why would anybody willingly pay that much for a pizza?
Because
And
you're standing outside for
how many?
hours upon hours, and
True.
they
And some people live very far away. They just traveled there in order
yeah.
to see the ball drop, which I wouldn't recommend that they drive home, but they're going to drive home. How many people did they say were there? They said like a million people?
No, over a million.
Yeah,
Millions, I think they said.
that's ridiculous.
I don't understand how they all fit there.
Well, I think it kind of went off to the sides and it like goes for forever. But there was a lot of people. I just don't see a million people fitting in that area. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, but we actually ordered Domino's pizza on New Year's Eve,
It took forever to get here.
and it took an hour and a half. But
It must have came from that store.
yeah, but yeah. So it took an hour and a half to get to the house, which I contemplated complaining to them about. But I didn't. But the next morning, I woke up to an email, and they said they were going to give us a free pizza. So
Surprised we didn't cash that in today. Wait, when are we allowed to cash that in?
it
Anytime?
said with like the points would show up within like 24 to 48 hours or something, and then you had I think like 30 days to spend it or something like that.
Oh, so they get you that way.
But it's a free pizza. It's a medium pizza, so that's the thing.
It's a regular pizza. It's not like the pan pizza that we like.
No. It's just a regular medium. Yeah, but still, it's a free pizza.
That's not a free pizza. We waited 2 hours to get our pizza. That's like when McDonald's makes you wait when you're in that line and it makes you wait like 20 minutes and then they come out with a small fry thing. It's like, you're giving me a small fry? Are you serious? I waited 20 minutes. My time for 20 minutes is worth a small fry?
Well, there was one time I got one of those cards and it said it was like a whole like meal. It was like, bring this back for a free like what is it, McDouble Whopper?
I feel like they
Is it a
must be.
Whopper?
I feel like they must be losing money there by doing that, making people wait and then giving them fries and meals
Dude,
and stuff.
the person. Well, the last time I went there, they gave me like the cards that says like free fry or whatever, and he had like a million of them in his pocket, and he just like pulled them out. I was like, here. And I'm like, how many of those do you hand out during a day? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have those readily available in your pocket?
Yeah. Like,
You
here
should
you
be like,
go.
oh.
This is routine. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like we suck. We know. Here you go. But the thing, like, people are still gonna come back because we do still come back.
Yeah, we do. I guess it's the only McDonald's that's close to us. I mean,
Well,
and we shouldn't be eating that stuff. You know what? Cutting it off. New Year's resolution.
I'm not. It's not mine.
I'm just playing.
It can be yours.
I'm not doing that. I ain't got time for that. I need food that's available, readily available in 20 minutes. Because they take 20 minutes. Or 2 hours if you want Domino's.
Sure.
But I think that's a little ridiculous to basically say, Domino's is going to charge $42 for a pizza.
Well, somebody was dumb enough. More than 50 people were dumb enough to buy it.
Yeah. But
I wonder.
I guess that's out of a million, so that's not even.
But
not
it was
even
only
much.
at that location.
Was
So
that was probably the only Domino's that was closed.
I guess
They're not gonna have two Domino's within like two
they have
blocks.
7,000 Starbucks, like literally within. Sometimes you can be standing at a Starbucks and look down the street and see another Starbucks. That's not a joke.
Well,
It's real.
I know, but that makes sense because coffee is supposed to be like quick, and the lines go out the door for some reason. I don't understand it. I'm not a coffee drinker, so whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so I did want to talk about something else, and get your opinion on both of them. So,
What?
um, I believe Bernie Sanders is the one talking about a jobs guarantee, and obviously Andrew Yang's talking about UBI, right?
What's UBI?
It's universal basic income, so the freedom dividend where everybody gets $1,000 a month.
Okay.
We talked about it on the first show.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't remember.
You never used the abbreviation UBI.
You probably did.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I did. Whatever. I think I might have just said Andrew Yang, and I said
You said freedom dividend. I know that, but you didn't say UBI.
All right, let's stop arguing about
I'm
UBI.
right?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right. But I did want to talk about the difference between jobs guarantee and UBI. So jobs guarantee is basically where everybody is offered a government job if you don't have any work and you want it.
Well, I don't understand that because how do you offer somebody a job? Like, what if there literally is no work for them?
What do you mean?
Like a job doing what?
Like there would be different like jobs like a flagger or like I don't know, construction work. I don't, depending what that government job is, I don't know what it is, but they said that there would be a jobs guarantee.
I just don't
Right, so
understand
you
how you
always get
could
that job.
how you could guarantee a job to someone without knowing there's a demand. Like, what if there's no demand for whatever?
Good question. That's a
Yeah, I
really
don't
good
get
question.
that.
So they have the jobs guarantee, and then you also have the UBI where everybody gets $1,000 a month. So there's
That sounds
obviously,
better.
yeah, well, there's obviously backlash in both areas. They're basically saying how you're going to pay for it for the UBI and also jobs guarantee. How you're going to have jobs? What if people don't want government jobs? Which do people even want government jobs?
I mean, I don't know. Some people do, I guess.
Well, um, I don't think. I believe there was some sort of study done that most people don't want to work for the government because most people don't trust the government. So, yes, the government may pay well, you might have better benefits and all this other stuff, but a lot of people don't want to work for the government. So, um, looking at those two definitions, you feel like UBI is a lot better, like people getting
Well,
$1,000.
that's the only one I understand. Like the government job, I don't get. What if you're not qualified? What if you don't have? What if there's not an actual job that needs an employee?
Yeah,
Like I don't get it.
what if the job that you're given you're not good at?
Exactly.
Like
Does that guarantee you're not going to get fired? Like I don't understand.
yeah, that's what I don't understand either. And I'm like, how can you implement this? It's just not something that I ever think of and say, you know what? I feel like everybody can have a job and the government can just create jobs out of thin air.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it'll be the same jobs that you have on House Hunters, where
Oh yeah, the butterfly
I
catcher.
catch butterflies, and my budget is $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just wanted your opinion on that, the jobs guarantee versus UBI. I feel like UBI is a better idea. Obviously, I'm Yang Gang, so it makes sense. So like thinking about $1,000 a month, it will do a lot more for Americans than a jobs guarantee, where you're not even guaranteed to have that job because you might not be good at that job, and then you'll hate life.
Hmm.
So thought that was interesting. I just wanted your quick opinion on it. But I did want to also talk about one more thing, and that is raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I know we talked about this before, and I know you kind of hated it, but I kind of want your opinion just to hear it. Um,
I think the minimum wage should be raised because I don't think it has gone up. I think since 2010, I saw on somewhere that the minimum wage has been the same for the last 10 years.
hmm
So I do think it needs to go up,
hmm
but I don't think it needs to go up to $15 because there's people who like paramedics or like EMT workers and stuff like that, like they make $15 an hour and they're like saving people's lives.
Yeah.
So, that's just something else to argue about. Like, they should be making more money regardless.
hmm
But a minimum wage job is supposed to be something that doesn't require a lot of skills, something that pretty much anybody off the street could do, like work at a restaurant or a fast food chain or at a cash register or whatever. Kids in high school who are working on their education but have to be at school during the day or whatever. I mean, I don't really think this is a popular opinion, but I don't think it's for a grown adult who has kids and who has a house to take care of.
Did you say that's an unpopular opinion, or you said you
I
don't?
think it is an unpopular opinion because
I
I think there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people who I'm friends with on Facebook who are like, oh, there should be a $15 minimum. There should be a livable wage for everybody. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think a 30-year-old
yeah,
person that has 3 kids should be working a minimum wage job.
yeah, I don't know. It devalues all of the other jobs, just like you
That's what I'm
said.
saying.
So, like, you can't basically say that. This is why I'm always for UBI, because if you literally take a job and you say, $7 an hour, $15 an hour, whatever it is, if you raise that $7 an hour to $15 an hour, you're saying that McDonald's worker is just as good as that paramedic.
Exactly. And the other thing is if we are raising the minimum wage to $15, then everybody else's wages are going to have to go up anyways.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing. They wouldn't do that. Whenever they raise the minimum wage, everybody else's wages don't go up, but we move with inflation like normal. So if it goes up to $15 an hour, that's absolutely insane.
And there's some jobs like with my degree, like I'm trying to think of what type of degree, like a health sciences degree or something like that.
Mhm.
If there's some, like, if you're straight out of school, you have no experience, and it's your first job, like out of college, some of those jobs are like right around $15, and that's with a degree, that's with schooling and all this.
Yeah, that's what
So I don't think somebody who never went to college, who has no experience doing anything, should be making the same amount as somebody who went to college for an actual specific job or career.
Yeah. Anything that well, first to start out, I started my career at $15 an hour. So out of college,
Right,
I started
exactly.
at $15 an hour, making $30,000
And you
a year.
and you went to college and you had a degree and
Yeah.
all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely
So-
insane to think that you should raise someone to $15 an hour and think that that's not going to affect the rest of the world, and that
Right.
people aren't going to be outraged with the fact that their degree is irrelevant, that they can work at McDonald's and make $15 an hour what they were making out of college.
Yeah, and I know there's people that are like, oh, well, like they keep saying like livable wage. Like there shouldn't be anybody who has a job that can't make a livable wage. But like I said, like I honestly think like these minimum wage jobs are for people who are living with their parents or who are 15 years old
Yes.
and are in high school. Like,
Yes, I always
is that not what a minimum wage job is designed for?
100%. I've always said that if someone works a minimum wage job, you are in school.
Yeah.
Like when I was in school, I obviously made more than minimum wage. If you're in college, you should be working those minimum wage jobs or something that's close to minimum wage, because anybody that's out of college, I've always said that you needed a career. There's a difference between a career and a job. And people that have a job typically make less than people that have a career, or they're doing like hard labor or something like that. So if you're a student, you make less because you physically have less time. If you're an adult, you should be putting in those 40 hours, and you should be working a career as a whole. You should be working a career, whether it's just you work your full job or you also work something on the side as well. So you just need a career at some point.
Yeah, I really don't, like, it's not meant to support a family.
No.
It's meant to support a 16-year-old who needs to buy gas.
Yeah, you're completely right, and I understand.
But
that
there's people who don't agree with that. There's like people who say, "Oh, well, if anybody's working any job, you should be able to support them, their kids, and their mortgage, and this, that, and the third." And I'm like, why?
No, it's because people get comfortable. They get out of high school, they work McDonald's, and they're like, you know what? I'll stay here for 3 years and I'll move on. Or they don't have a plan, and they're just like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to work at McDonald's for the rest of my life and see what I can do here, become manager. Like, that's not a good plan. Go to college, or find a way to actually move up in a different job. Like, don't just go to McDonald's and expect that you're going to make $15 an hour. I don't even believe the managers make $15
Well,
an
yeah,
hour.
exactly.
I
I
think
don't know.
I think
Maybe
that
they do.
I think that a minimum wage job, if you work in like a McDonald's, right? Minimum wage job for there should be like the cashier, the people that are high school students, but then the manager should probably be college students. So I don't think the manager should be people that are 65 or anything like that. I think it should be like, high school students and college students, and then you have obviously the manager of the branch that oversees all of those
Yeah,
people.
well, I think at Chick-fil-A, there's like a ton of young kids that work
Yeah,
there. And like I'm pretty sure even their managers are young
yeah.
because every time you go in there, there's like nobody over the age of 19.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I
Yeah,
like that. I like that
yeah.
because it makes no sense for you to have people that are 35 or whatever. And the only thing I would argue is the fact that there may not be enough jobs out there. There may not be enough careers out there for people. So, with the fact that people are graduating college and still not getting jobs, like that may be an issue. And
I
then
mean, it might
they have to
take a
be forced to
while.
work at Burger King.
I mean, it might take a while. Like I didn't like once I graduated, I didn't have a job in my field for 9 months.
Yeah, I think people just give up too quick.
But I eventually got one and I've had one ever since.
Yeah.
And I've jumped around a little bit. So it's not like they don't exist. Maybe it doesn't exist right away and maybe
Mhm.
you do need to do a minimum wage job while you're in between and like looking for things, which I think is what it's for maybe. Like say you are graduated, you have a degree and you're ready to start your career, but there's nothing out there that you're finding that you qualify for.
Yeah.
So you do work the minimum wage job like in between,
Mhm.
like at a restaurant, like a waitress or whatever.
Mhm.
But I don't think you should be a 40-year-old serving tables.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's completely insane to think that people are actually working minimum wage jobs and expecting to support a family, expecting to pay the bills, and
Yeah,
I I don't know what you're thinking.
I don't know. Apparently, people think that should be a thing.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people that have really low paying jobs and they expect so much out of it. They're like, oh,
Hmm.
why can't I make ends meet? Why is it so tough? And then I go through their numbers with them and they're just like, oh, I see the problem. So I think that was it. I did want to
You
check
want to
out
talk about that kangaroo that was stuck in a fire?
kangaroo. What are you talking about?
Australia.
Was that on the screen? Is that
Yeah.
weird? I wasn't talking about that. But let's leave on a high note.
Oh my God.
Let's leave on a high note.
Yeah, but that backflip though.
Stop it.
It's so good.
Oh my
It's
God.
so good. Oh my goodness. I'm probably gonna watch that like 10 more
Yeah, I
times tonight.
bet.
That's
I'm
so
sure you're
funny.
gonna Google more of his vines too.
I am. That's so funny. Oh man. All right. Well, that's all we had for you guys today. Do you want to close this out? That's not closing us out. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, hit, comment down below. Let us know what you think of the podcast. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the next podcast because maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we won't. It might be old news by that time. I don't know. But we talked about the Cybertruck. Anyways, um, go ahead and, like I said, like the video.
Like it.
Yeah.
Don't
like,
just click the like button, like actually in your heart, like the
yeah,
video.
you have to like it in your heart. Please. Like I said, comment down below. Subscribe to the Clips channel that we have, and subscribe to my channel so that you can watch the podcast, the full podcast. But if you don't want to watch that, watch the clips. That'll be down in the description, and you'll be able to check out all the different things we talked about. But after we upload this, so that's pretty much it. Do you have anything for the people?
The people.
The people. We have like 58 subscribers now.
Oh, thanks for subscribing.
Well, this is going on my channel, so technically we have 3,800 and something. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the trail's going to Breckenridge.
But thank you for subscribing, everybody who subscribed. But I'm gonna have to get out of
See
here.
you next time.
See you. Wait, what was the thing from the movie?
If I don't see, I don't
Let's
remember.
see you later. I'll see you another
Oh
time.
yeah. Well, I don't. Are we meeting up later or not? Yes.
All right. Seriously, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched till the end, I really appreciate it. But we're
If
gonna
you
have to get
watch
out
till
of
the
here.
end, comment with the taco emoji.
Ooh. Can they do that?
Why not?
I don't know. I have trouble commenting emojis on people's stuff. I have trouble. Maybe other people.
Or just write the word taco emoji.
Do that.
And then people who are reading through the comments are like, what the fuck does it say taco emoji for?
Well, I wonder if anybody's going to get to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll check you later.
Bye.
See you.